All right, ready? All right, guys. Dead End Hip Hop here doing an interview at A3C, Atlanta 2019. First, just how you guys doing?
Chilling, bro.
Y'all chilling? That's good to hear.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So first question is, I know you all still have regular jobs, still grinding with the YouTube, still putting out content. Has Patreon helped you guys focus more on the content than before you had the Patreon account?
It's helped out a lot. Having support from the people that watch the show, to be able to kind of focus in on the content and what we're doing and to be able to sustain that through their, patronage has been a stress relief. I would say it's been a blessing to be able to concentrate on kind of what we do best just by having their support.
Yeah, it also forces us a little bit more so to be creative because we want to give the people what they want. That's kind of what we always done. But now it's kind of like, okay, what do they want? So we actually get their input. You know what I'm saying? So we always just try to give them what they want. And it's been a great thing. It's allowed us to grow creatively, also business-wise.
Yeah.
Like now we have our own studio, which makes it a lot easier for us to do everything. And then that also allows us to expand into other things too. So more content coming, like we want to do a live show, and that's what we're working on. So we're always trying to look for the next thing. Patreon has allowed us to do that.
And on that point of expanding, do you feel like it's helped you branch out more, like in the albums you review? Like you review more like obscure albums, like more independent artist albums, like now, because you don't have to worry more about like views on YouTube since you have like the Patreon backing you up? Or is it still the same?
I think it's still the same. We've always focused on kind of covering independent artists as well as bigger artists. That's kind of our bread and butter. If we were only covering the bigger artists, what's the point in people even coming to us? But I think what Patreon has helped in that regard is it's told us exactly which artists people like to hear us talk about.
Oh, okay.
Like if we're only covering this echelon of artists, people on Patreon will let us know. They'll be like, why am I giving you $1 for this garbage when, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So, like, here we are in Atlanta, and, like, a bunch of artists pop off in this city. Like, what do you think so special about this place that allows so many artists to succeed?
That's a good question.
Because, like to me, I think it's just, like, the love, support of, like, other bigger artists, like Thug putting on for, like, all the small artists he sees coming up, like Gunna, Lil Baby.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because the South was ignored for so long.
Oh, yeah, that too.
And now the fact that it finally got an eye, all of the people that were struggling for so long to get put on, now that's a little bit easier for them. They're looking out for the other guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when this guy was trying so hard for however many years and getting ignored, he knows what this guy feels like. So when he makes it, he's like, all right, I'm going to pull you out, and we're going to both do this.
Yeah.
I think also, too, the diversity in artists in Atlanta. Because you go from Future to Saha to Prince. It's like, so Atlanta definitely covers kind of like almost every factor. And then we just, we swaggy. Like, we just have like a different type of, aura about our music. Like Earth Gang Jid, Like, it's different here. So, like, when you listen to regional hip-hop, like L.A., Cali, sounds like it has a whole different vibe. Atlanta, what is the vibe? Everything's the vibe here. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I think we set standards and trends.
And then when it comes to reviewing, what place do you think it has in like the hip hop community? Do you think it bridges the gap between audiences and the people they're listening to? Do you think what do you think?
So what was the question again?
So like when it comes to like the reviews, what place do you think it has in like the hip hop community, like the culture? Like, does it bridge the gap between the fans and the people they're listening to? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Because everybody listens from the fans to the artists. Especially with us, we noticed that like not only the fans enjoy it, but artists. I know Ken has said like in the past, like we're pretty much like reviewers for the artists. Because we do like at the end of our reviews, we do like a if you're watching. We implemented that like later on in our career because we noticed that artists are watching. So we do like a full review, and then at the end we ask the artists, tell the artists if they're watching, trying to give them pointers and feedback on what they do. So I think all of that bridges the gap as far as from artists to artists, I mean, it's artists to viewers and what am I trying to say, to the listeners and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, that really wraps up all the questions I had. I appreciate you guys coming here, taking time out of your schedule, and yeah, just thank you.
Shit, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thanks.
How long
All right.
you watching?
Thanks.